them Hindi heartland states, and in all of them, the BJP has come out trumps. That result has stunned many, but it also gives you a picture of what could happen next. Just 6 months more to go for the general elections. There is a consistent saffron wave in the Hindi heartland, at least that has been established. It is not just the wins, but the manner of the wins that is a stark political reality. Repeat mandates for BJP and shrinking control of its main competitor here, the Congress. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the victories for the BJP, calling it not just an endorsement of his policies, but also a sign of a hat-trick win in the upcoming Lok Sabha polls. He also highlighted support of farmers, the underprivileged and women, apart from warning the opposition leaders against negativity. The question of Modi versus who becomes even more pertinent now. Already there were huge question marks on the unity of the opposition bloc, the I.N.D.I.A Bloc. Now with allies openly attacking the Congress, nobody really knows what concerted and joint effort they'll be able to put against a face that continues to be even more popular than before. In these last 2 terms, the Prime Minister has seen off many challenges. Terror attacks were responded to like never before. Apart from Jammu and Kashmir, blasts became a thing of the past in India. Even in Jammu and Kashmir, there is unprecedented peace and prosperity. We had not just produced vaccines, but also managed humongous exercises of vaccinations and lockdowns better than most. Today, India is recognized as a COVID success story, while many developed countries struggle. Economically, India is a bright spot in an otherwise challenging world. On ground, lives of crores have transformed with extensive roadways, toilets, gas cylinders, piped water connections, health insurance and more. And politically, India has moved on from a warped secularism that plagued our decision making. In this climate, can anyone beat Modi? Or as the Prime Minister himself suggested, these results in states are a sign, a surety of his hat-trick in 2024. We'll take that question to our guest in just a bit. But why do we even talk about it is this. BJP won 3 out of these 4 states yesterday and they've got a head start for 2024. They, in 7 of the 10 Hindi heartland states and UTs, including Delhi, are painted saffron. Let's get into the numbers from these 10. Himachal, Haryana, Delhi, Rajasthan, UP, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Bihar and Jharkhand. In 2018, BJP had 750 out of the 1545 MLAs that came from these states. So that's 49% of their MLAs. But remember what happened in 2019? It went on to win 177 MP seats just from these states alone. Mind you, this is not pan-India, this is just from these 10 states, including Delhi as a UT. So from 49% of MLAs, they went up to 79% of MPs in 2019. The MLAs now in 2023, just from these states, is standing at 900 out of 1545. The percentage has jumped almost 10% to 58%. So it's anybody's guess what happens next as far as the MP seats or the Lok Sabha elections are concerned. In fact, let me expand this to a pan-India scenario. Look at the figures for the Saffron Party from 2018 to now. After the 2018 election results cycle, the BJP had 1,346 MLAs across India. And they went on to get a majority with 282 MPs in Parliament after the 2019 election. So again, compare that to where they stand now after the 2023 December election cycle. They've now got nearly 150 more MLAs, 1,482. Again, it's anybody's guess whether they'll be able to convert that not just to a single majority party status, but some are suggesting that this indicates that they could actually better their numbers in 2024. But there are a whole host of reasons why there is growing faith that there is no challenge, one, to Narendra Modi, and also that there is a surety, as people are beginning to talk about, of him coming back in 2024. So let me just enlist some of those reasons as well. Why is it that even his greatest critics would argue that today it doesn't look like anybody can beat him? Reason number 1, this verdict has of course shown that the Prime Minister's personal appeal and connect with the voters is very, very high. In fact, it continues to grow, some would argue, especially in the Hindi heartland, but even in other regions. It shows that the BJP's organization also remains robust and cadres remain motivated for 2024. Number two, BJP is a never-stopping election machine. They don't really rest. They continue to make concerted efforts to consolidate even their existing support base. They don't rest on their laurels. In all the states, the party has a knack of managing organizational leadership at the state, district, constituency, bloc, and even booth levels. That is unmatched in Indian politics even till today. Number three, there is, of course, Narendra Modi formula of delivery. His government has had unparalleled success in independent India on many of the delivery schemes. Combine that with the power of its consistent Hindu pride agenda, and that makes it a killer combination. Delivery plus Hindu pride. Under him, India's profile on the global stage has gone several notches up. This is something that a lot of people talk about, how they have personal faith in Narendra Modi as the leader, because ultimately you are the representative of the country as a Prime Minister. And number five, despite criticism of the last 9 to 10 years, the Indian growth story remains intact. In fact, India remains economically strong, one of the few bright spots in an otherwise bleak world. The growth rates are good. India is the 5th largest economy now, and Narendra Modi, of course, has publicly pledged it to take it into the top 3. So these are the reasons that are working for him personally and, of course, for the BJP as well. So that brings us to the big debate topic today. With these results now in the bag, is there a surety of a Modi hat-trick in 2024? That's coming up in just a bit.
आज हर गरीब कह रहा है वो खुद जीता है। इस चुनाव में देश को जातियों में बांटने की बहुत कोशिशें हुई, लेकिन मैं लगातार कह रहा था कि मेरे लिए देश में 4 जातियां ही सबसे बड़ी जातियां हैं। और जब मैं इन 4 जातियों की बात करता हूं, हमारी नारी शक्ति, हमारी युवा शक्ति, हमारे किसान और हमारे गरीब परिवार। कुछ लोग तो कह रहे हैं कि आज की इस हैट्रिक ने 24 की हैट्रिक की गारंटी दे दी है।
Hello, Moto.
Let's go across to our guest joining us, R.P. Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. Bhavya Narasimhamurthy is spokesperson of the Congress party. I'm also joined by Professor Sanjay Kumar, co-director, Lokniti CSDS, and he can bring in his perspective of what these numbers really suggest for the BJP. Also with me, Aman Sharma, executive editor, national affairs, CNN News 18 in our Noida studio. Let me go across to Bhavya first up. These results, despite the fact that the Congress won one state in Telangana, and that was a good victory for the Congress party, beating a regional party, do suggest that nationally speaking, the Congress is unable to present a challenge to the BJP, especially in states where it has to fight it alone, and in states that matter a lot when it comes to a national verdict. Is the Prime Minister wrong when he suggests that his hat-trick is almost confirmed, Bhavya?
So, if you see from the perspective of, South India and North India, BJP does not exist in South India anymore. In any of the governments, whether it even in alliance with a local party, it does not exist. Or individually in the ruling. Hindi belt, yes, BJP is very strong. BJP is strong. We totally agree. We need to work a lot in these states. Coming to northeast states, if you see the Mizoram, Mr. Modi was not even allowed to enter the state to campaign for BJP. That's the state of BJP in the northeastern states. Parliamentary elections include every nook and corner of India. So when South India and Northeast India is totally against BJP, we have literally shown them the door. Hindi belt, we are working. It's not like we are very poor in these areas. India alliance as such, most of the states, our alliance partners are ruling. So I don't think parliamentary elections, definitely these 5 elections and the results will be a factor for parliamentary elections, but will not be an indication of parliamentary election results. It will be one of the very strong factors. We totally agree with that.
But when the Congress does win, for example, when it recently won in Karnataka, Congress suggested that this was an indication of a national mood change. So how is it that it works for national picture when you win a state, but it doesn't when the BJP wins states?
That's because every time BJP wins, what is portrayed across in every channel or in every newspaper or even by the BJP is Mr. Modi's face. If you remember, Mr. Modi campaigned in Karnataka. He literally stayed in Karnataka and every road by road in Bangalore he campaigned, which yielded zero results for BJP. So that notion of Narendra Modi's wave or BJP wave that they had built was destroyed, and this is where the resurgence of Congress started. Now,
I'm sorry, are you suggesting that the Modi wave has been destroyed in the country?
I wouldn't say destroyed, but definitely it's reducing.
On the basis of what?
Because it was all based on his elections. Like before this, what they used to claim, every victory was claimed by Mr. Modi, and if they lose some election, Mr. No,
was blamed. No, don't get into what people say. That's a different matter. On the basis of what are you suggesting that Narendra Modi is less popular as a Prime Minister today than 6 months ago?
It was. It's not like Mr. Modi did not campaign in Telangana. It's not like he did not campaign in Karnataka. They did. But the fact is, the Congress party, the government, the previous governments here, and how fed up they were with the BJP government here. The very fact that, some of the strongest BJP leaders were sidelined in Karnataka. All of these factors only to make sure that they rule from Delhi. They rule Karnataka from Delhi, and they didn't want
any strong leaders. You're missing the point that I'm asking you, Bhavya. The point is this. You may claim there is a north-south divide. The BJP has obviously mentioned how their vote share has increased in Telangana, how their vote share was intact even in Karnataka. And anyways, we know there's a pattern that state and national elections are fought differently. They could well do, they did well in Karnataka last time around too, they could do well again. But that's a separate matter. My point was exactly this, that to give Narendra Modi a pan-India fight, you need a little bit more than this. You cannot rest on Karnataka or even Telangana now. In fact, mind you, I could also argue that Congress is also not very strong in the south. Yes, you won these 2 states, but you are not on your own capable of winning an election in Tamil Nadu. You've been defeated multiple times in Kerala. There are question marks on whether you can come to power in Andhra Pradesh. So it's not like you are the done deal in South India. And, it's just about making inroads in North India. But I'm not playing on this North and South thing. I'm just saying, you look at the national picture right now. Can you give Narendra Modi a fight nationally? Because it's just 3 months to go now.
In 2018 also, 2018 we won Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, but still it didn't turn out to be 2019. It didn't turn out to be our votes. The same thing might repeat. Like you said, state elections are different, national elections are different. But the signs, the way we got the mandate here, 135 full mandate, and for our guarantees, and based on the corruption scandals of BJP, whether I'm just giving you the examples of Karnataka, people have seen the truth, and that's how they gave a mandate. Even when
but that's not the taint on the central government. That's precisely the point.
Like 4 major states of South India have given their verdict through state assembly elections.
No, Bhavya, you're not understanding. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. It's not like the BJP... One second. It's not like the BJP was in power in South India and it has been rejected. The BJP is anyways trying to build up a presence in South India. But are you... one second. You're saying basically that you are not resigned to the fact that 2024, there is no battle, right?
No, no.
Okay, but
So,
let me
so
go
one
across
second,
to
let
RP Singh of the BJP
let me
also.
finish.
I've given you enough time, Bhavya, just please be patient now.
Okay,
RP
go
Singh of the
ahead.
BJP, Jairam Ramesh did point out that even in 2003, the Congress lost these 3 states, but look what happened in
Yeah.
2004. Look what happened in 2018 and 2019. BJP lost those states, swept these states as far as Lok Sabha is concerned. So is it not a little premature even for the BJP to assume that because they've done well in certain states, they will repeat the national mandate?
Well, Shivani, first let me do away with this myth of that BJP has no ground in South. We are a party in Puducherry and we are the party in alliance in Puducherry and we have a home minister in Puducherry also, one. Secondly, we have 29 member parliament, much more than the Congress party. And then in Telangana also and in Karnataka also.
Yes.
And then let me put it very categorically. And also in coming elections, let me put it very categorically, we will do tremendously good in Tamil Nadu also. We acknowledge, we accept that yes, we still have to make our ground in Kerala. We are working for it, but overall countrywide, right from Ladakh till Tamil Nadu, which party has cadre? I mean, which party has Panna Pramukh? Which party works on ground? And as you rightly said, I mean, our party works round the clock. I mean, we don't sleep. It's not that, okay, now we have got to go for a vacation to some unknown country without telling our cadre here. So our party, right from the Prime Minister Modi ji to the Panna Pramukh works round the year, round the clock. I mean, for example, I'll give you a small example. Delhi, there's a new voters which has to be inducted in. I mean, last 2 days, Saturday, Sundays, we slogged like anything to ensure that all new voters should be listed in the voter list.
No, fair enough. There's no discounting that. But that doesn't guarantee an electoral mandate, is what I'm suggesting. State election results, many people have made the mistake of oversimplifying them as the national mood in the past, in the last 20 years itself.
Well, we have a leader. हमारे पास नेता है, we have policies, नीति, and we have a niyat. People check on, do you really intend to do what you are promising or not? And that's how Prime Minister Modi's guarantee has been accepted and Congress guarantees have been rejected. I'll give you the best example was that I.N.D.I.A scheme which Rahul Gandhi wanted to give to people. People didn't accept that scheme. I mean, they thought this man is not worthy of even acknowledging that he will fulfill the promise. So that's how. नेता भी है, नियत भी है, और नेता भी है, नीति भी है, और नियत भी है. So all put together is a combination which makes us ahead of all of them in coming elections. And then mark my word, I'll sit with you in May next year. We'll cross 350 as a mark.
350.
And we'll do good. We'll do good 350 in forthcoming elections, parliament elections, and we'll do good in South India also.
So you're saying there is no anti-incumbency after 10 years of Narendra Modi government. You will only build on it, not lose any votes, any seats.
Tell me one thing. When more than 81 crore people are being handheld and are being taken for care for their daily need, so that no one should sleep without food. When more than 11 crore farmers are being taken care by Kisan Samman Nidhi. When more than 4 crore people has got roof on their head and more to come. When more than 11 crore women get gas cylinder at their home and then gas chula at their home, away from that tremendous problem they had to face in their kitchen earlier. When more than 55 crore people are insured without health. When 5 lakh rupees insurance cover is being given to more than 5 crore people, then why would not people vote? It's not.
Why would they not vote? Okay, that's a good question. No, you have a good question. That is the question that politicians and even psephologists like Sanjay Kumar will have to wrestle with. Why would the public not vote for Narendra Modi? First of all, Sanjay Kumar, do you sense there is any dip in the popularity of the Prime Minister? Fundamentally, if he's managing to arrest state mandates for the BJP, when it comes to a national election, the public is very clear that they're voting for a Prime Minister. Is there any dip in his popularity at all in the last 10 years?
No, I don't get a sense that there is any dip in the popularity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His popularity remains intact. If we have been tracking his popularity through the surveys which we have been doing, and I don't get any sense that there is any decline in his popularity. There used to be a discussion that Prime Minister Modi's ability to pull votes for the Lok Sabha still remains intact, but there was a question mark put on his ability to pull votes for the party in a state assembly election. I think that should also come to a rest, at least for a while, because in the 3 state assembly elections which BJP contested in the name of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP has registered such a massive victory. So going back to the basic question, no, I don't see any dip in his popularity.
That leads me to my next question. Can the opposition, in whatever form or shape, whether it's the Congress alone or with some others, or it's a national India bloc, can they challenge the Prime Minister? As a psephologist, your latest numbers are coming from these last cycle of state elections. If you were to do a projection, is there any scenario where you see the numbers, purely speaking by numbers, the opposition bloc beating the BJP?
No, that's not a possibility at all. Beating BJP in 2024, in my opinion, is not at all a possibility. But depends. What does beating mean? Does beating means bringing down BJP from 303, where it was in 2019, to say 230, 240? That would be the worst case scenario of BJP coming down to 225, 230. But that would only and only happen if India Alliance put all their act together, which is to say, if they are able to put up one single candidate against the BJP candidate in at least 350, 360 Lok Sabha constituency. That doesn't seem to be happening. So my best bet at this moment seems to be BJP is roughly at the same level as it was in 2019 Lok Sabha election.
No, that's a big statement from a psephologist coming in. I did not expect that, to be honest, Sanjay Kumar, that you would say that 2024 is a done deal.
No, if I see that happening, done deal, see, at this moment, because things can change from here till April, but not in a normal situation. If anything, something drastic comes.
It has to be some extraordinary change that needs to change the direction in which we are going.
And that extraordinary change can only take place if there is an extraordinary event. But in a normal situation, I don't see things changing to such an extent that BJP would start losing popularity and Prime Minister Modi would start losing popularity, resulting into BJP slipping it in the support base. That doesn't seem to be happening in the next 3 months.
True. That's actually the fundamental catch here. Because when 2 years ago we were having this discussion, there was still some time to go. A year ago, there were 12 months to go. Even during Karnataka elections, there were more months to go. Now, there's literally no time. Before I go across to Aman too, yes, RP Singh, you wanted to come in, please, 30 seconds.
Very small point. Sanjay will watch with this, that there are more than 170 plus seats where we cross 50% plus vote. And then
225.
we are targeting much more this time.
These are 225 seats
so much,
where we have 50% plus votes.
So where is the chance, Shivani? Even if they club together and one-to-one, where is the chance? And also, who's going to lead them? Mamata Banerjee, Sharad Pawar, Rahul Gandhi, who is going to lead them? Or Arvind Kejriwal, who probably will be in jail before that?
No, that's a good question. I'll take that to Aman. You know, you have to work with your best case scenario. If we were to play devil's advocate, Aman, what is the best case scenario for the opposition? If there was one fundamental thing they needed to do to sort out before the general elections to be able to put up a fight, what would that be according to you?
Well, frankly, Shivani, I don't see what that thing can be. Frankly, I agree to a greater extent with Professor Sanjay Kumar that, if you look at, as he's saying that 2024 looks like a done deal at the moment, if you look at the numbers very clearly, look at the heartland, right from UP, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Haryana, these states I could calculate BJP is already in a pole position in nearly 200 seats. This may be an argument from the Congress that last time, they won the 3 states and still the BJP won 62 out of 65 seats in the 3 states that went to polls just now in December. But, the different factor here is that the different factor is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. BJP swept these states the last time in the Lok Sabha because of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's face. So I think that is going very strongly for the BJP. Also, I think the extraordinary event that Mr. Sanjay Kumar is speaking about, that extraordinary event was where you went a few days back, which is going to happen on January the 22nd, the Ram Temple inauguration by the Prime Minister. I think that event will have a great impact.
That will only boost the BJP.
That will only boost the BJP in the heartland. And I'm telling you, top BJP leaders are very, very sure that they are crossing the mark of the last 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Where the Congress, I think, needs a strategy, and I must tell you, even senior Congress leaders feel that, is the heartland. They need to do something different in the heartland, but it is looking increasingly difficult after Congress losses in these 3 states.
Because whether we like it or not, and just to take forward Bhavya's point also, that, oh, look, we are so strong in the south and the BJP is non-existent in the south. You cannot win the national mandate on the basis of that.
It is not true.
You do have to make a presence felt in the north, otherwise you cannot win.
It is not true that also the BJP is not strong.
The road to parliament goes through UP, as everybody knows.
And UP is a very, very solid state for the BJP right now. I will not be surprised if today, if a poll is done, BJP wins 75 plus seats in UP. It's an extremely strong state for UP with Yogi Adityanath as CM, Prime Minister Modi's appeal. It's a true double engine, I would say. Congress, I think, it's also a misnomer, I think, to say that BJP is not present in the south in a Lok Sabha election. Obviously they will win some seats in Telangana. They have a very strong state in Maharashtra, which they are back in power. I think the alliance with Mr. Ajit Pawar was done with the Lok Sabha in mind, not so much the assembly election in mind, because already in a majority in the assembly. So I think all these factors combined, and also the Congress bargaining power in the India alliance is down after these 3 state losses. We already have discordant voices coming from the likes of Mamata Banerjee. What will Akhilesh Yadav now say? Kamal Nath said, Akhilesh, koi seat nahi denge hum. Will he be charitable to the Congress in UP? I don't think so.
That's another challenge for the opposition, because after all of these years of deliberations, Bhavya, the opposition finally realized that, listen, if we have any chance, we have to come together. And this India alliance effort was the best so far that has been put up. We all know how third fronts go, so I'm not getting into that, but this was possibly the best effort that has been put on so far since Modi came to power. And even this is seemingly going nowhere. So whatever hope the India alliance had, even that is dissipating.
No, we have only had a couple of meetings, and one of the main meetings to strategize is being scheduled, soon to be scheduled.
In which some of the top leaders may not come. Akhilesh Yadav is upset with the Congress. TMC has questioned the Congress. RJD, JDU have questioned the Congress.
When many parties come together, we'll have our differences. It's about sorting the differences for a cause which is common to all of us and which is good for the country. I'm sure we'll come down to an agreement.
Intentions are one thing, but the very fact that you said we've just had 2 meetings, questions will be asked. Why are you going so slow? There is no time left.
The meetings have happened, but then what has been decided, the work is happening. Now, after the 5 election results, based on these results, we need to strategize. That's the reason there is another meeting that will be scheduled soon. And when you say North India, it's not like every state in North India BJP is strong, right? Either they are in alliance with someone, if they have come to power individually, like only BJP, it's very few states. So
that's not true.
To assume, no.
Uttar Pradesh repeat mandate, yes. Uttarakhand repeat mandate, Gujarat multiple mandates, Madhya Pradesh now single multiple mandates, leaving Bihar where they contested in an alliance.
So if we take northeastern states, for example, a prime minister
Assam,
who goes
Arunachal,
to every place to campaign
Tripura
was not even allowed inside Mizoram, and their own alliance
that
partner.
May be fine, but is that going to hurt their national prospects?
Why
are you clinching at straws? Talking
Shivani,
about the
you are allowing her to
look at where the bulk of the Lok Sabha seats come from. That's the reality you have to deal with.
It's not like we're going to stop working in Hindi belt, right? We're going to work united fight all our. We'll see how we can strategize. So it's like, yes, Just
My
now I
question
heard what
only
BJP
is this. Of
spokesperson
course,
said about, that
of course, the
but
Congress will
I
put
just
its
want to make
best
sure.
foot forward. The
Can I
opposition
make a
will do
small
so too.
point,
My
Shivani?
question is only this. Yes, I'll give you 30 seconds, Arpit Singh. My question is only this. Is the time for strategizing over? And is it now, are we already too late to still be strategizing? It was time to execute. In these 3 state elections, maybe a formula could have worked out, as Akhilesh Yadav is saying. Some seat sharing could have worked out. If it doesn't work out in state elections, as Congress refuted that, no, we're not going to do it in state elections, how are you going to magically work it out for the national elections? But anyways, I leave it at that. At 30 seconds, RP Singh, I'm running out of time.
No, I just need one. Just need to clarify one point. I mean, how many seats have they got in Mizoram? Nil. And how many we have got? We have 2. We have improved from the last time. So this, what is the state of affair as far as Mizoram goes? I mean, woman is, just speaking lies here. But coming to the overall picture, Shivani, again I repeat and retreat. लोग नेता देखते हैं, नीति देखते हैं और नियत देखते हैं. People look for leader, policies, and whether he will deliver on those policies or not. And on all these 3 parameters, Modi ji is way ahead from any of these leaders in the India alliance.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Our panelists certainly have made their minds speak. Thanks a lot to all of them for joining. I'm going to slip into a very short break. On the other side, we will take the verdict and its aftermath forward. And that is the debate of North versus South. Some of those associated with the opposition and the opposition parties have now triggered this debate. But what is fundamental in why we're discussing it is that it's not just about reading an electoral pattern, it's also about deriding one set of voters because of whom they are choosing. So that's coming up on the other side.
Hello, Moto.
Co-powered by
We are coming to you from Virugambakam. This is again one of the low-lying areas, and every time it rains, this entire stretch is inundated. It's no different this time, but the only issue is that this entire stretch continues to remain waterlogged. Vehicles will not be able to commute through this place. On the other side, if you can see, there are trees that are yet to be cleared because of the strong winds and heavy rains. This entire road is inundated. People will not be able to commute. All the shops that are located in this particular stretch, they are shut. Remember, Tamil Nadu government has declared a public holiday tomorrow as well. Schools, colleges, educational institutions, all of them will remain shut tomorrow. As per the Met predictions, the city, Kanchipuram district, Chengalpattu district and Tiruvallur district will witness heavy to very heavy rainfall. and this entire stretch continues to remain inundated, and the roads are barricaded so that two-wheelers, cars, autos will not be able to pass through this area. The entire area continues to remain inundated. This among other locations including KK Nagar, Ashok Nagar, T Nagar, West Mamlam, all those are in the low-lying areas, and therefore whenever it rains, it is difficult for residents here. Most of them continue to remain indoors. Some of the cars in fact have been shifted to other localities only to ensure that if the rains continue for the next 24 hours, then their cars will get damaged, which is why you can see a lot of residents here staying indoors because they feel that it is necessary to stay safe. But this entire stretch remains inundated. Remember, the strong winds range between 35 and 85 km per hour, and you can see the umbrellas also not remaining intact. In fact, this has been the scene since 7 a.m. today. Strong winds, which is why many trees have fallen, but the corporation officials will take at least 2 more days to clear the area, to clear the water, to clear the trees that have fallen, only because the rains continue. There was some respite for a brief period, but once again it has started to rain, which is why you can see most of them staying indoors, and all the shops situated in all these low-lying areas continue to remain shut and will be shut if the rains continue to lash the city. Well, because most of the streets, most of the main roads are inundated, they've decided to cut off power to ensure that no untoward incident takes place, because every time an area is waterlogged, there are electric wires everywhere, which is why the power supply has been cut off for most part of the city to ensure that no untoward incident takes place, because every area in Chennai is inundated. The city has come to a standstill, and power supply will only make it difficult for commuters, which is why the officials have already in advance yesterday said that people should have backup power to ensure that they remain safe and they don't step out unnecessarily. Yesterday there were many messages given by the state government saying that the power will not be there tomorrow if the city witnesses heavy to very heavy rains, and they've asked people to ensure that they have charged their batteries and everything in advance so that people don't have to suffer. This was the advisory that was given by the Tamil Nadu government. However, today, as the rains continue to lash the city, residents, most of them continue to remain indoors, and most of the places continue to remain shut today. As you can see, this is one of the low-lying areas in Virugambakam.
Thanks a lot for staying with us. Now, before these recent state elections, the opposition played the caste census card heavily. Election results suggest this did not work. In fact, even in Karnataka, where Congress promised such a census, after coming to power, the party leaders themselves disagreed. Now, this is meant to be, or at least was meant to be, the Congress and the opposition's big card for the 2024 general elections. Where does this card stand now? Apart from this, the other major issue that hit the opposition was the DMK and Udayanithi Stalin's attack on Sanatan Dharma before these elections. Many Congress leaders were actually seen supporting this line, while nationally the Congress and I.N.D.I.A Bloc just chose to distance itself and not oppose it as fundamentally as they could have, even as DMK, their ally, buckled down. Now, after these results, some Congress leaders, associates and linked commentators are raising the North versus South divide in how the electorate behaves. Some are going ahead and linking it with less prosperity and lower literacy levels for North Indians, choosing the BJP repeatedly. Others are questioning why these North Indians come and work in South India when they choose the BJP in their states. Is this another narrative that fundamentally doesn't understand the voter and in a desperation chooses to mock them? A cardinal sin, if you ask some, in politics. Also, is this not another way to mock those who don't vote the way you want them to? Politically, isn't it more harmful for the opposition than helpful? We'll take that to our guests in just a bit, but let me break down some of those tweets that came to light. So, senior Congress leader and son of former UPA Home Minister P. Chidambaram, Karti Chidambaram, posted on social media one of the first such tweets that came to light. He just said, the South. This though triggered the debate of how Congress is winning in southern states and BJP is winning in northern states. Although he later went on to say that all he wrote was the South, Don't know why people are getting excited about it. There is no debate that he intended. But there is another gentleman linked to the Congress party, Praveen Chakravarti, who's the chairman of All India Professionals, the data analytics department of the Congress. He posted a more direct tweet on social media, the north-south boundary line getting thicker and clearer with a picture that says South versus North. Later, he went on to delete this tweet because a lot of sharp reactions came from this from various quarters, not just the BJP, but other ex-users also accusing the Congress of playing divisive politics by dividing the country into those two regions. Now, there is another tweet that was much debated upon. Well-followed commentator Salil Tripathi wrote, and I quote, "I know correlation is not causality, but the states that have lower literacy, lower female literacy, lower female labor force participation, higher use of Hindi, higher population, higher fertility and lower tolerance of meat eating seem to prefer voting for the BJP." So a lot of qualitative markers being placed on the electorate. Is this really something that will help the opposition, particularly the Congress party? That's the question I'm asking. From Sanatan Dharma attack to caste census demand, now North versus South, are these narratives hurting the opposition?
I haven't suggested anything like that. Of course I'm Indian. I bear the flag on my wrist every single day. I'm more than anybody else. All I said was the South. I mean, I do not know why people have to get very excited about it. I don't know why we are unnecessarily getting into this debate.
Let's go across to our guest joining us. Nirva Mehta is editor-in-chief, The Pamphlet. Tehseen Poonawalla is political analyst, leans towards the Congress party, joining us in the studio today. Big thanks to both of you. Nirva, how do you look at a lot of these comments that have come in? Possibly there has been a rethink from those officially associated with the Congress party. Like, for example, some tweets have been deleted, some have been played down. But what do you make of the narrative that, you know, the, how should I put it, the poor, illiterate, you know, non-meat eating, I don't know, vegetarian North Indians are choosing the BJP. So somehow they are bad and the BJP is also bad. The verdicts are wrong. Plus, versus look at how progressive and, you know, everything else South is because it is choosing the Congress party.
Right. Shivani, so let me start with, since food is one of the major concerns, like meat eater versus non-meat eaters. Let me give a food-related pun and example only for this one. Say, Congress has been used to eating the sweets, okay, the sweets, desserts, mithai basically, and their teeth have gone so bad that now every time they you know, serve these sweets, they end up getting diabetes. They'll eventually, you know, their organs will also start failing. That is exactly what is happening with all these caste census and the Sanatan attack and all these North versus South debates that they are trying to divide India on. For Rahul Gandhi, he has gone from Bharat Jodo Yatra to the complete Bharat Todo Jibe. What is this? If on one hand you're talking about you know, joining India and how he wants to connect India together in one you know, group and make this Padyatra from the south of India to the north. And on the other end, there are party leaders and people associated with the party who are constantly making these jibes of, you know, North versus South and as if holier than thou. South of India is as much part of as the North of India is.
No, I don't think that's just the point that they're making. Of course, they would not argue that North is not part of India or South is not part of India. They're seeing the fundamental issue. Yes.
No. They do have this, lot of these undercurrents. There are a lot of these tweets, some by quite prominent people who talk about the secessionist agenda. of an independent South Indian state.
Yeah, I
There
know
were
that exists.
so many.
I know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
that exists, and people latch on to everything to kind of further their agendas. But I don't want to give that a lot of space. The more fundamental issue I want to discuss is this. I mean, what is this mentality, and when are we going to get rid of it? It's 2023, for heaven's sake. That if you vote for the BJP, you're some bhuka nanga idiot, and shouldn't be taken seriously. Is this how a political party should function? And I'm saying political party because there are people associated with the party, Congress, officially, who are saying these things.
So your show's called Plain Speak, Shivani. Thank you for having me here. So I'm going to do some plain speaking. You know very clearly that I do want the Congress to win and I do want the BJP dislodged. There's no doubt in my mind I think BJP is not good for our country economically and otherwise. But let me ask some questions, plain speaking, to all these intellectuals in the Congress, the party I support, or these so-called influencers on Twitter, etc. Are people of Mizoram non-meat eaters? Non-Hindus? Hindus, cowbelt, Hindi-speaking people? What happened in Mizoram to Congress today? Today, what happened? There the results are Congress got 1 seat. It lost its tally. Look, stop Sanatan Dharma. And I was on your show when the Sanatan Dharma issue happened. And I told you on your show, this will affect Congress in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh. Forget the immorality of calling somebody HIV or mosquito. It's a terrible thing. You don't do that. Just the political sense. It makes no political sense. Now, forget the immorality of dividing North and South. For 1 second, let's leave morality out. Just think of it politically. The BJP is a big force in Karnataka. In Telangana, they got 8 seats. With last time they got 1 or 2 assembly seats. They got 4 Lok Sabha seats. With 8, how many are they going to get in Telangana? What are you doing? If our agenda and my agenda is to defeat the BJP, are these the issues that the BJP is going to lose on? These people, one of those guys in the professional, one of those guys who calls himself professional or whatever, was the first guy who went about saying black swan, grey swan, green swan, orange swan. Arey, hamara badak nikal diya BJP ne. 50 seats nahi aayi humko. Hey, kya kar rahe ho? And none of these guys are Lok Sabha material. Not one of them will win a Lok Sabha material. They hang around at Khan Market, they want to, not one of them is a Lok Sabha material, people who say all this. Will any person who contests genuine elections with people say this? What kind of rubbish is going on? The other dude who was, and I'm using this word with responsibility, who was tweeting what Udayanidhi Stalin was tweeting, he is in the position where he is, because his father is a big minister. Mr. Stalin on your screen, who tweets and says whatever he says. How is Mr. Stalin oppressed? First of all, I do think people are oppressed in this country, no doubt about it. But for Mr. Stalin to talk about it, he's the goddamn sports minister because his father is the chief minister.
Language.
No. Goddamn is a good word, not a bad word. No, goddamn, not a bad word. But okay, he is the sports minister because his father is the chief minister.
So
because his grandfather is Karunanidhi.
My question is this, are some people just lost in their own lala world, land, where for some reason they're unable to come to grips with the fact that whatever that 10th class person you are mocking, he doesn't care anymore. That maid who you feel is illiterate and comes from the cow belt doesn't care, doesn't give a damn to take your word about your opinion, the intellectual opinion anymore.
Now language, you're using
I'm borrowing from you. But I'm just saying that there seems to be a class of people who are fundamentally associated with left or Congress politics in India. They tend to do more harm to the Congress party, but the Congress party also doesn't clarify its stand enough. For example, on the Sanatan Dharma issue, they could have done so much more.
The left,
because fundamentally, and this is my question, the Congress believes in this.
I don't think it believes in this, but the left loonies are destroying the Congress. And I use this word with a lot of responsibility, left loonies. They are absolute loonies. There is one Duggal Saab, one day is a farm neta, one day is cephalologist, one day is a Bharat Jodo spokesperson. He actually went on a channel yesterday. First of all, I don't know why channels call him. He's an expert in everything, master, and none his own political party didn't get 1 seat. He himself lost his deposit. He went on a channel and said, oh, the reason Congress didn't win in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh because OBC, उन्होंने ABC को seriously नहीं लिया. नहीं, the people took it very seriously. Chhattisgarh is a tribal state. OBC, Shivraj Singh Chauhan sir, before him, Babulal Gaur ji and Uma Bharti ji were OBC. It won't resonate. These guys who sip champagne in Khan Market and live on cheese platters actually tell people what to do. They are not connected to the ground. That is the fundamental problem.
They don't only want to tell people what to do, who to vote for, who is better for India or for the idea of India. They also, are the gatekeepers of Indian democracy. If you don't do what they like or you differ from them, then democracy is in danger. We know those narratives also. Every time BJP wins a state, democracy is in danger. Congress wins, democracy
So Mizoram is in danger because BJP didn't win.
Yeah.
But Congress also. So I'm confused. Is it? See, that's what I'm
confused
saying.
too, but
People
I'm not-
need narrative. It's easy to defeat the BJP. Speak on issues: unemployment, jobs, Web 3.0, creating new opportunities, women participation.
Sounds simple, but it's not
Nothing.
happening. But Nirva, my fundamental point is also this. In the US or in any democracy that sees regular, uninterrupted elections, there are always regions that are associated with a certain pattern. There are red and blue states in the US, but there are also comments like basket of deplorables by Hillary Clinton. It doesn't go down well. The fundamental rule in politics is to never to mock the voter. But we are seeing this repeatedly. What is this because of? Why do you think this happens? Where you deride the voter because of the political choices he or she is making, when democracy is about those choices.
It is one of the problems majorly with Congress itself, in fact. They are not very good with accepting defeat. They are the textbook definition of a sore loser when it comes to accepting defeat. That stems from the initial jive which Manishankar Iyer started with Chaiwala.
Yes.
Right. So for them, they cannot get wrap their head around the fact that a man with humble beginnings is now holding the most powerful position in a democracy that India is, while the Nehru Gandhi family, which has somehow they thought that this is the family business, and what was essentially theirs is taken away from them, and they deserve it because of the family they are born into. There is a very typical elitist mindset. Somehow the whole cowboy jive itself is a very racist, so to say, when you are mocking your own fellow citizens.
For their faith.
What do you,
while talking about
what
secularism, while keeping yourself on a pedestal that you value and respect all religions. I mean, I'm not even going into the kind of Gaumutra and Gobar jives that are thrown on people.
Exactly. There is
How is
Gobar
that,
people.
how is that literate? How is that progressive?
Sanghis, Gaumutra drinking Sanghis, all these jives are extremely hurtful, and they're addressed to your own fellow citizens, right? If you see, it is the same very cowbelt, if so to say, the people from UP, the people from Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, who are actually running, so to say, that there are IPS officers, IAS officers, there are laborers from all the states, not just these three states. They're from all the states across the country who are running, who are involved in the economy. So there's one gentleman.
Yeah.
The other gentleman is tweeting something on the lines that a man goes from migrates from Bengal to elsewhere, or a Haryana man comes from to Bengal seeking jobs and then votes for the Sanghis and all. So how is it even? It is kind of hateful towards your own fellow citizens.
Yeah. And all of this is being done in the name of progressive politics, which is the problem that I have. At least we have self-awareness to know that this is not love politics, this is hateful politics. But the fundamentals of this argument are also poor, Tehseen. Just in 2018, the Congress did win Rajasthan. They did win Madhya Pradesh. They did win Chhattisgarh. 5 सालों में ये लोग इतने बर्बाद हो गए. 5 सालों में लोगों की बुद्धि खराब हो गई. अब they are to be demeaned. They are to be treated badly just because they chose a different way.
Why just Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh? 6 years ago, the Congress almost won Gujarat. And the Prime Minister, had he not staked his reputation, the BJP didn't reach double digits in Gujarat. It was stopped at 99. Later on, they got some MLAs. So, look, first of all, let's understand, this is one country. And you know what really hurts me? The Congress was the first political party, the original nationalist party. How have some of these woke people taken this centrist party? Why do I support the party? Because I'm centrist, right? I find that this was a centrist party. Why are they taking it so left?
Why?
I don't get it. There's an interview of of you believe in your own propaganda. You have all these YouTubers. I have nothing wrong against YouTube. I think they're fantastic. But you have all these woke YouTubers going interviewing the chief minister.
They're not even woke, please. I think woke is a separate category altogether.
So you please, as a political analyst, I don't understand. Is my enemy a news anchor, or is my political enemy, the BJP? Instead of fighting BJP, I'm fighting news anchors. I am talking when I'm talking the third person. What are we doing? And then we are giving interviews to YouTubers who are telling us, you are the best, you are coming to power. Then you're believing those YouTubers. I mean, this was the party of Gandhi, Nehru. You can disagree with Nehru. I have no qualms on that. But Nehru was a ground leader. He was the tallest leader of the Gandhi.
Okay,
how have we
but
gone from there to here?
No, since you mentioned the legacy of the Congress party, I'm sorry, but that fundamental question about what did those roughly 60 years do for India under the Congress, that question has to be asked.
And
why were we economically still struggling? I mean, it's the Congress that ruled most of India for most of these decades post-independence. So today, if you're talking about how one state is poor and another is not, why is Bihar, for example, where it is? People will tell you because of Jungle Raj. Who ruled most of that Jungle Raj? Lalu Prasad Yadav. Who's your ally today? Lalu Prasad Yadav.
I think that's
what
a great
right do
question.
you have to mock the lack of prosperity in these states?
I think that's a great question to ask. And I think if you ask that in the way you asked it, the Congress can give a fantastic answer saying, look, when India got its independence, at the time Congress was governing until Mr. Mishra in Bihar, Bihar's GDSP tallied that of West Bengal and other states. Until then, these political parties came in the last 20 years, roughly had been the BJP in alliance with other political parties. That doesn't matter. I'm not getting into nitty-gritty. That's not a show on that.
No,
what
my
I'm
point
trying to
is
say
that exactly this.
I'm trying to say that's an
Congress,
intellectual argument.
Yes,
and you
look
can
at the Congress economic record to suggest that they do well economically versus others. Even in the South,
I think they do.
There are hardly any states where Congress is in power alone.
I think the Congress does do better than the BJP, and I think that's a fantastic debate for the Congress to have. But that is a debate you should take it forward. Come to Shivani's show, stop boycotting people, and
they don't boycott me.
No, I know, and that's great because you are a fair journalist. And come here and discuss that. You are ready to discuss it. These are these are sensible questions. If you're going to mock people, if you're going to humiliate people, forget everything else. Let me turn this around. Let's say, and I'll leave this to the other panelists. She may answer. Say you were to say that Muslims are camel worshipping, just for the lack of it, or cow worshipping, or bullock cart worshipping, or Muslims are HIV, or Christians are like HIV. You know the words that were used for Sanatan.
Right.
Wouldn't you say that's hate speech? You would, right?
But
it's not accepted. It's not acceptable. And I would stand up and say it's not acceptable.
This is
How
my
is this against
point,
Sanatan
Tessie,
acceptable?
that the Congress suffers because one, it does not counter when these things are said, even by their own allies,
So who
strongly
suffered?
enough. And when Congress ecosystem-linked people say these things, you know, they are not. It ends up hurting the Congress. These people don't fight elections.
So who suffered?
Congress suffers.
Exactly.
But is that realization there in the Congress party?
I think it is. I hope it is. I think, and therefore, the starting of your program, that the Congress did speak, and I know that they spoke to some of these leaders, especially this data guy who finds grey swans, green swans, and multicolored swans. I think they spoke to him and told him to, in cool language, chill a bit.
No, the tweet is since deleted, but the damage possibly has been done.
What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the damage has been done. But Nirva, you know, in India's journey, and especially because of the impact that social media has had, do you feel there's a section, the previous so-called gatekeepers of opinion and ideology and democracy, they are still very unable to get used to the fact that they've lost that pedestal. Fundamentally, this is that anger and desperation talking. Because we know best.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That they have this strange sense of chip on their shoulder that they know better than anyone else, especially the Hindi-speaking cowbelt and obviously now since past 10 years the Gujus. As a Gujarati myself, I find it little strange that you continue to mock. I'm sorry.
My mom's a Gujarati, so I can use the word Gujarati. My mom's a Gujarati.
Yeah, so welcome to the tribe. But anyway, so the point is that it's funny because it's the same Gujarati community that has been shaping the nation. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was a Gujarati, and for all things, you know, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was a Gujarati. Muhammad Ali Jinnah was Gujarati. Not something something to be very, very proud of.
But the problem is that Narendra Modi is also a Gujarati. So that's the fundamental problem.
So exactly.
Well, I don't know
Absolutely
what
not.
they should do. I'm not in the business of telling people how they should think, what they should do with their lives, and what is right for them. I think fundamentally that decision should be left to individuals. While you can debate patterns, you can debate political realities, and all of that is fine. But nobody should be looked down upon. And the fact that some of these states are Hindi speaking, I don't know what data exists, what scientific evidence exists to suggest that those who speak Hindi have less IQ or otherwise. So that's really the fundamental question we're asking. We've run out of time though. I do thank both of our guests for joining us. Will any lessons be learnt or not? We'll wait and see. Time for me to take your leave. My colleague Rahul Shivshankar is joining you on the other side.
Viewers, day after soaking in the accolades heaped on him at the BJP headquarters, the Prime Minister was serenaded in the Lok Sabha. Modi Modi chants rang out, followed by the slogan, Teesri baar Modi Sarkar. If the stage was set by the BJP MPs inside the House, then the Prime Minister set the contours of the political discourse nationally outside the House. Addressing reporters at the entrance to Parliament, Prime Minister Modi offered some friendly advice, as he put it, to the opposition. He did so by first analysing the verdict, which he said was a vote against negativity. Then he told the opposition that if they didn't just oppose for the sake of opposing his government, the people might just be more sympathetic to their cause, to their ideology, and be more accepting of them at the ballot box. He said that while it was important to disagree in a democracy, discourse should never descend into nafrat or hate. Before we play out, viewers, the sound bites of the Prime Minister outside Parliament, let's just raise the gnat on some of those pictures where you can clearly hear the chants